Hello, I'm Dr. Julie Maclaren and I'm the Head of Nursing at London Metropolitan University. Well, at London Met we're introducing adult nursing as our first nursing course. We've chosen it because it offers the broadest range of experiences for students who wish to get into the world of nursing. The course can offer something a little different to other nursing courses in London in that we're training nurses for all areas of nursing practice. We're training you to work in any situation where a nurse might find themselves working, whether that is primary care, social care, occupational health, hospital care, or in an educational research role. We want you to be able to have the flexibility to move your career where you want your career to be. Nursing's always been seen as being the passport to a career anywhere in the world, and that remains true. Our nursing programmes are designed to integrate you into these communities and to give you a sense of ownership and belonging. We've also got access to a really wide range of other healthcare professionals who will be able to teach you about how interprofessional nursing has become. So as a registered nurse in London, you will have a great deal of impact on individuals, on communities, and more broadly on society.